Hey, Ryan here. Trevor dropped the files for Tokyo Godfather in the toilet. So they're like ruined, and we put them in rice and we couldn't fix it. So we did like a fireside chat catch up episode. So enjoy.
It is sad to announce Christian's departing after this episode. He is going to pilot a big blimp called the Hindenburg.
It's very, very exciting. I got my license yesterday. So, hopefully all goes well,
Hydrogen blimps all the way. Oh, and also, we're going to do a D&D campaign.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be, I'm announcing it here to hold myself accountable a little bit. But it's gonna be us four, per usual. I'm going to be DMing, and we might have some guests here and there. But it'll be a good time. So look out for some variety content as well.
Yeah,
I'm
think,
really excited for
that would be fun to have a variety kind of like D&D thing, or we could even have a little segment in the pod, campaign update, like what happened last time or something. Now, Ryan, this movie, Tokyo Godfathers, that we have definitely seen already. Was your pick? Explain why this was your pick.
It's just a banger. It's just good. That's what I'm saying.
It's so hard when we haven't seen the movie in a recent sphere. And I'll just say to the listener that I also just sprang the idea of re-recording Tokyo Godfathers on my friends the night of. So that's on me as one of the show's hosts. But no, for real,
coworkers,
colleagues. No, the movie is Tokyo Godfathers, directed by Satoshi Kon. And Ryan brought the movie to the table. And this was a pick right around Christmas time. No? Am I making that up?
Was it? Is that when we recorded this?
I think it was July. It was Christmas in July. So we had a little bit of a Christmas in July kind of special because this movie takes place on Christmas Eve.
Wait, you're right.
It was the last Christmas before Zoran Mamdani banned Christmas.
True. Yeah. Literally true.
Wait, no, Aref, that's too far in the future.
Oh shit.
We can't do that. We can be referential, but not that referential.
No, it's actually
prophetic.
It's actually a little weird that you said that, because I'm looking at the time, and in a week, it would be a year since we recorded Tokyo Godfathers.
So
it's been almost a year. That is weird.
Wow. As of this recording, it's almost genuinely like the baby in Tokyo Godfathers.
You know what? You're so right.
Christian, take it away.
Tokyo Godfathers is, like Ryan said, a banger, absolute banger of a movie. First off, the whole movie looks amazing. The animation is fantastic, as always. Satoshi Kon.
It came out in 2003, and for 2003 animation, really, really good. And it's got that quality that you still really like.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I should say that the movie takes place in Japan.
Yeah, it does.
Like, let everyone know about that. Like, it is like Japanese, and we did watch it in the sub. Oh, it's a. Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
And Tokyo Godfathers.
Tokyo Godfathers.
What?
Okay. No, I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry, it's just, oh my god, this is off the rails. Okay. So Tokyo Godfathers follows three unhoused individuals named Gin, Hana, and Miyuki around Christmas time. I think it takes place from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day, I think, right?
Yep. Yes.
Like New Year's Day.
Yeah, so it's not specifically like a Christmas movie. It's more just kind of like holiday feel, which is very fun.
But if I'm not mistaken, there's like a sequence of events that happens like over a span of 24 hours, right? With like the New Year's Eve thing.
Yeah, like that's near the end of the movie, I think, because there is a segment where I think they spend a few days like looking for the baby's mother.
See, I'm really bad at where things happen, and it's even worse because I haven't seen
a lot happens in this movie for it being like it's like 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's
like
90
an hour and a half.
Well, it's a lot of little vignettes and not like little stories or vignettes, but it's a lot of scenes and different kind of things happening all at once.
Yeah.
Well, it displays all the characters' flaws and like their good traits, like what makes them unique in every single one of these interactions.
Our three heroes stumble upon a lost baby on Christmas Eve.
I don't think it's lost.
More like
I
abandoned.
think it was abandoned.
Yeah. Well, they think it's lost, but we eventually learn that it was an abandoned child.
Much like our Tokyo Godfathers episode.
In the garbage, no less.
True. Right in the trash. Right in the recycling bin. But yeah, so they find this baby, and we get a good sense of how all these characters kind of interact with each other. Geen and Hana have been homeless for a lot longer. Miyuki is like a teenager. She's like a runaway. They're all kind of all they have. They're kind of this found family. They bicker and they fight a bit. But they all care for each other deep down, Yeah,
because they got to survive in the harsh winter of Japan.
And live in a park where all these young delinquents come out and beat up old people.
It's like fucking Yakuza.
They kind of argue, and they have some scenes here and there where, like, oh, do we keep this baby? Do we bring him to the police? Hana is very much all for, like, no, like, I'm going to be a mother, and I will take care of this child.
This is my baby.
Exactly.
I've always wanted a baby.
And for reference, also, just to be, fully transparent about it, the character Hana is transgender, which is pretty sick.
It's also very important to her and the themes of the entire show. The themes of the entire
it's prominent right
movie.
away that people do not like Hana, like the public.
They find her weird.
They seem bothered by her.
She's an outcast. Yeah, much
like
they're
all outcasts to a degree, and I think that one of the things that's really cool about this movie is, like, you kind of touched on it, Christian, with like the dynamic of them like all loving each other, because like that's especially apparent with Gin and Hana and their relationship to Miyuki, especially because they see themselves a little bit in Miyuki, who is newly homeless, running away from family, whereas Gin and Hana have been there for like other sort of reasons that, we'll find out later, that like they try to keep on like imparting wisdom to her. And it's also so interesting because then you kind of find out that like that kind of happened to them too. Like they had people that try to impart wisdom to them, and then, it was like, it's just very interesting how cyclical the movie is.
Yeah. Like a lot of their interactions and kind of learning and growing from each other.
Yes.
And their kind of interactions and understanding each other on a bit deeper level than before. Because like they all kind of live together in this encampment. But like, and they know each other and they care for each other. But it really isn't until this crux of discovering this baby that kind of forces them to kind of, get deeper and to kind of understand each other.
Join forces and settle their differences.
Exactly. And the rest of the movie is essentially a bunch of kind of mishaps and misadventures of trying to discover who the mother of this child is, who they name Kiyoko for reference.
I meant Miyuki. I said Kiyoko earlier, or did I?
You said Miyuki.
Did I fuck that up?
Oh,
thank God.
And I remember, I think the first time in this movie where I was like really like, this has gone not where I was expecting it to go, is the first kind of big moment of their search, where the kind of inciting incident is it's kind of funny because it comes out of nowhere, but they're walking down the street and they're like, how are we ever going to find, who we're supposed to be looking for? And they see someone who's trapped under a car, like on an incline on a hill.
Yeah.
And they're like, and he's like, I'm being crushed. Like, please help me, please. And it comes out of nowhere. So just like, and then they help him and they push the car off of him. And he's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And it's very clearly apparent that this guy is a yakuza, like right away. You're like,
and it's like a bit of The Godfather where he's like, "I gotta go to my daughter's wedding."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're VIP now, pal.
Well, because also like you've saved my life, thank you. You know, and they go there, and it's this big lavish wedding, and that's where I was like, okay, I really like this adventure that we're now on. Like, oh, we're just going to get into all these hijinks. And
well, it's three Mary Sues. Like you said, it's three Mary Sues or Stooges find a baby.
Yeah.
They are kind of Three Stooges coded. There's a lot of slapstick.
Except like the Three Stooges didn't hang out with the Yakuza.
But like the subversion of the little tropes, or like, you know, like just the light and the darkness kind of themes, because there's some crazy, not like, I don't want to say crazy like that, but there's some, you know, kind of really heavy stuff that happens towards the like later part of the movie, like just like in terms of its themes and, you know, things that happen, which like have to do with Kiyoko
being a dumpster baby.
But I just mean like, you know, I don't know, just the light and the dark, the hope through it all, the indomitable human spirit.
Once we learn about like Kiyoko's like mother's story and all that,
the freaking like the Christmas in July of it all, you know?
Yeah, and that's what it's about at the end of the
That's
day.
what I'm trying to say. Like Christmas in July.
So at this wedding, we learn that this is kind of our first clue, is that the mother of Kiyoko used to work at the groom's like club, I believe, or like their
like bar. A hostess club, like a hostess bar.
And that's where we get that info. And then, but that's kind of interrupted by the fact that Geen is upset because he's like, that dude, the groom, like he ruined my life. He told me to take this, because he gives his backstory a bit earlier where he's like, I used to like ride bikes competitively, and then I was told to like throw a match, I think, or something, and then
my big bicycle match,
the big bikes, the big bike race, the
big bike tournament.
And the race is tomorrow. But he screwed him out of a bunch of money, and like it, you know, he blames him for like, you know, for Geen losing his like daughter and his wife, who he says are dead because of him. And this was the moment where I was like, oh, like I did not expect this to happen. Geen grabs a bottle and he's like about to rush the groom to like beat him up, and then
like
all
a
of a
slow
sudden,
motion scene.
Yeah, in like slow motion, because I'm like, oh my god, Geen's gonna do something. It's not Geen that does something. It's an undercover, I guess, like a hitman,
like Interpol agent.
It's just
it's
just a hitman.
It's just a hitman.
Who he's like a Mexican or Hispanic guy, and he pulls out a gun and just shoots the groom. It's like, what?
Well,
what?
He's disguised as a woman.
Yes.
He's wearing a wig, and like then he pulls out. He's wearing a dress, and then only when he kidnapped Miyuki.
Because then that raises the stakes. Because as the hitman is leaving, he's trying to get away. He grabs Miyuki, who also has the baby, and is like, I'm taking her hostage. Like, he doesn't say that. He's speaking in Spanish, and no one understands him. But we get the picture that he's like, I'm taking her hostage, and then now all of a sudden we're like, okay, well, fuck, now Miyuki and the baby are gone. Like, oh my god, this is the worst possible thing that could happen to us.
And Hana starts chasing.
Yeah, Hana, ride or die. The goat of the movie, Hana.
She's mom.
She is. She is mother. She is mother. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that?
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
Nintendo owns it.
Yeah, it's true.
Nintendo owns all mother.
That's, you know what?
And if you didn't get that reference, check back to issue 42.
Put a little addendum. Check back the Southland Tales episode. No.
Yeah.
So now our group is separated. Miyuki and Kiyoko are with this hitman. She's obviously terrified as the hitman is kind of bringing her back to his hideout, his home. Meanwhile, Hana, his lair, his evil underground lair,
his one bedroom half bath lair.
Hana is like, I'm frightened. We need to go find her. We need to search for her all night. Gin is just like, screw it. This is stupid. She's probably dead. Forget it.
Well, he's drinking the thing he was going to kill that guy with.
Yeah, because he took a bunch of.
And he's an alcoholic, so he's just going to go on a bender.
He's like, I'm going to give up. Forget it. And they kind of get into a fight, and then they split up.
They argue like a married couple.
They do.
They do argue like a married couple. That's a very important dynamic to them.
They're very, very odd couple, kind of coded.
It's written just so well, like just the relationship, like they just bicker so lovingly.
It is, and we watched the sub. We didn't watch any of the dubs because I think there's what, 2 dubs. I think there was a pretty recent.
I think so. There's a new dub.
I did not know that it was even dubbed.
Yeah, I think it was only it was within the last few years. I'm pretty sure
2019. I'm pretty sure.
Don't worry about that. Just watch the sub and read. Enjoy. They're very expressive. You'll understand.
They're very, and I wanted to point out that because I wanted to give credit to all the voice actors in this movie, but especially Gin, Hana, and Miyuki. Their VAs are fantastic. They really bring a lot of like life and energy. I think
it's one of those things, like you bring up a good point. Like you could like not really watch it with audio and definitely know what's going on because just of all the action and all the stuff going on with the movie.
A lot of visual storytelling.
Absolutely. So while Hana is searching for Miyuki, Gin kind of has this little like subplot, this little like side quest.
He meets an older version of himself.
Yeah,
he's like, it kind of looks like him.
I think like
it's part of the whole story of it all, right?
Yeah,
like that's the whole thing, the cyclical nature of it all.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that I like in this movie in terms of like the magical realism kind of stuff about it. And
a lot of acts of God, miracles.
And I like that it's a little unclear if, I mean, this might be stupid, but like, it's unclear to me if like the old man that he meets is literally supposed to be him, like down a darker path, or it's just a guy that looks a lot like him. That is obviously both are supposed to represent, what Gin will become if he doesn't buck up and start, kind of changing his ways. But I like kind of the vague, ness of like, is it actually supposed to be him? Because it kind of messes with your head, I think, in that kind of magical way, which I think is really fun.
Well, and it's also one of those things where it's not really sure either way, and either interpretation could be true. And when that's the case, it's like you just have the perfect mixture of just magic, like you said, where it's just like no one gets to decide, and now it affects the story in the way you want it to, which is always really fun when done well. I love the idea that it is like a kind of seeing him in the future. Yeah, definitely. I love that idea.
It's kind of like a ghost.
It's also true that it could just be another dude. Yeah, Christmas future. Ghost of Christmas future.
We should watch Muppets Christmas. That's fucking heat.
Is that going to be a trackcast?
Maybe it's. I'll make it closer to December.
We could dissect it.
I'll do it actually next time while it's fucking July still.
Christmas in July again.
I also want to just say that this movie, because this is the turning point in the movie, especially for Gin, because the movie does this thing where Gin gives his backstory early on. Yeah, no problem. Sounds good. Everything's fine. You lost your money, whatever, it happens. But then later on, you find out that his story isn't actually quite what it seems, and the movie does a fantastic job at not telling you. And I like movies that do that. I'm starting to not like movies that give away the twist too early. I know that sounds so silly, but there's so many movies that do it. And this is one of those movies where it still comes out in 2003, or it came out in 2003, and you still watch it and it's well, I didn't see that coming. And it's really, really, really cool.
And I think a really key important aspect of that, you know, tying into that of like Gein's backstory of like what he tells both Hana and us by proxy is that none of Gein's backstory that he tells us is his fault.
Yes.
You know, and like I think that's such a key insight into his character at that point, because he constantly feels like, you know, he was dealt a bad hand. Like nothing he did was his fault that got him into this position. Spoiler alert, like he did. It was always his fault. But like that gives kind of a not beating over your head way of showing character growth without just being like, well, now I'm a changed person. You know what I mean? Like once he kind of comes to grips with that honesty with himself, I think that's kind of near the end once we get there. That is like truly what makes like that such a great character moment for him specifically.
100%. And it's also so funny too, because you think he keeps giving up like the whole thing, but then he doesn't. There's always a new thing that he says, and he's like, well, actually, and then it's like, man, like, you know, Gein starts out very unlikable and kind of like, why should I like him, curmudgeon-y, to arguably, I mean, all three of the characters are bangers, but just like he's just one of the best, of course.
He pulls it through.
Oh, for sure.
But I mean, yeah. So the scene that he essentially meets this homeless man, this older man who is dying, and he's like, oh, you know, just give me a little bit more of this drink, and it's meant to obviously just show like this is what you're going to be if you keep being like
this. Even until you're on your deathbed, that's all you'll want.
Fighting.
Yeah. And importantly, before the man dies peacefully with Gein beside him, he's like, here, I have this little bag. Take it, it's yours. Like this is all I have left. Like this is for you. You can take it. And he goes,
bag of beans.
A bag of beans for the beanstalk.
Take my beans, sonny.
Well, he's got sensu beans now.
Well, he should have taken them earlier if he was dying.
Listen, this guy Master Roshi wants to perish. He's 800 years old.
He's like, I've done my time. But then it all kind of, and you can even see kind of in this moment too, Gein having this kind of internal like, all right, I guess I gotta buck up, you know, for Hana, for Miyuki, for this baby. And it's tragic because after this happens, a bunch of shithead children, teenagers, approach them and start beating them up. It's terrible. It's horrible.
They jump his ass.
And I've seen this in a good amount of other like anime media, like this kind of thing happen of just like
the beating up of old people,
homeless people, and I'm like
homeless people. It happens. I mean, it's a thing. Yeah,
obviously it happens everywhere, right?
But like, third class, so they're easy to pick on.
But if I've seen enough of it in other anime and stuff that I'm like, this must be like a really big problem in. But again, it happens everywhere, so I'm not trying to single it out. But you know what I mean.
I think it's like it's just a trope in Japanese media specifically because it's something that happens over there a lot. Of like, hey, old man, like, what are you doing? Like, you're just hanging out here, and you're just a scum, you know. And they're like university kids. It's always like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, over here you get like grandparents getting like pranked by like 8th graders, but they're just like harassing them.
Yeah.
Or you get people beating up homeless people. But it's just like out of violence.
It's cooler in Japan. It's always cooler in Japan.
Oh, no, we are not. We do not advocate. It's nothing about beating homeless people is cool.
thing in the USA, thing in Japan.
Fights, but in Japan.
Bum fight is bad.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, harassing the homeless in Japan.
Makes light of a very serious issue, and also doesn't make light of it.
True, very true.
I think beating up old people is warranted every once in a while.
Okay, we gotta move on. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Miyuki is just having like a grand old time at the hitman's house with the hitman's wife.
Yeah, they end up being cool people and like just
they're just nice, like she's just like
normal.
Like they don't really they're not like fully understanding each other, but they do just by, virtue of...
And forgive me if I'm wrong, but she's also a mother, right? Like she has another little baby of her own.
Yeah. There's a baby the same age.
Right. She's
same
helping.
size.
She kind of starts helping out Miyuki, just being really nice. And then like the Hispanic man is just like really cool and chill. Like just like, oh yeah, you could stay here. Like, no problem.
Yeah. He had no intention of harming her, just to get out of there, and then being like,
that's why I almost thought he was actually like an agent of some sort, because he had like a little hideout and then was like, oh yeah, no, everything's chill. Like you can actually leave or whatever.
I think it's ambiguous on purpose. Like he might.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Maybe so.
But it's also here that we learn the reason why Miyuki is homeless. She's not technically homeless, quote unquote. Like she has a home. She's just a runaway.
She is running away from home.
But she got really mad at her dad. Accidentally or perhaps intentionally, in a fit of rage, stabbed her dad.
Just once, just the one time, not like a bunch.
Yeah, it wasn't like kill him.
One time.
Kind of like the bear, like when cousin just walks backwards into the knife, but not like that. She did like intentionally do it.
But we don't even see the action; we see the aftermath.
Yeah, we don't see it happen. And it's
but it is quite a leap. It's hey girl, is everything okay?
Well, he seems to be... We don't spend too much time on it. We just kind of get little hints, but he seems to be a very controlling, kind of oppressive, overbearing.
Again, only knowing what, like through the lens of Miyuki.
Yes, exactly.
That we get this through. Yeah, kind of like the Gin stuff.
And apparently, like her cat went missing, I think, is what it was, and she accuses him of like you killed it, or you got rid of my like,
you let him out on purpose.
You let him out on purpose. It's the one thing that gives me joy. And she snaps and she stabs her dad. And I don't think she left out of like, I'm getting out of here because this place sucks. I think she just left because she's scared of confronting what she did,
Yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
She's a teenager and she doesn't know how to control the emotions and, kind of deal with it all. And she got overwhelmed and then did something completely irrational, and doesn't know how to face it.
And little does she know that her dad has been putting out ads in the newspaper saying like, "Hey, Miyuki, come home! Like your cat is back.
Gary, come home!
Like Gary, come home!"
I think one thing to note too about this movie is that like initially all of the three cast members that are on the homeless cast, the unhoused trio, they all initially give the reasons for being unhoused, and they play themselves as the victim, but and when they give away the actual true reason why they are a victim, but of different kind of circumstances. It's not the victims of the situation that happened, but Gin is a victim due to what happened there, and then in a weird way, Miyuki is a victim to the controlling, aspect around her. And then Hana is a victim of the system and just how, it looks upon, LGBTQ people and things like that. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting how it goes into that and kind of plays it. Cause they're just, and I think one thing to mention is that they're all things and circumstances that people could end up in at any point. And it's not because you do one giant, big fit of rage that you are branded, mentally insane for the rest of your life. Or, because you swing one way, you are different from everybody else. Or because you did one thing, you are a, alcoholic person who is terrible. I don't know. I just think that it's interesting that, all of the little things that they did weren't really they're not faults to them. They're just little mistakes and decisions that they just didn't know would end up,
They're human. They're human, but they get branded as, you're outcast now. But
exactly,
they have to learn to overcome it and accept it.
Through each other.
Exactly. And speaking of Hana too, we cut back to Hana, and she has eventually found Miyuki and Kiyoko. Yes. And she goes, I know just the place we can go to hang out for the night, get some, stay warm. And they go to this club that Hana used to work in. And we learn her backstory from this club. Also, Gin ends up there. They happen to run into Gin there because he he was trying to get back to them, but he got beat up by the kids, and then one of the members of the club found him.
It's so awesome how connected the story is too. Kind of very PTA Magnolia-esque of like, that leads to that, and this person knows that person.
Exactly. But yeah, so they run into Geen there, and then that's when we learn Hana's backstory. Hana worked at this club, and I it's kind of fun. Like I don't want to like downplay it because I'm sure there's a lot of other like politics and like kind of societal stuff at play. Obviously there is. She's trans for God's sake. I understand that, but like her backstory is that she assaulted a customer who was being like an asshole to her,
heckling her.
The guy was being a huge
and rightfully like attacked him, right? Like rightfully.
Yeah.
But then because of that, I think she. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did she like self-exile herself from the club? Because it seemed like club people were like
that was a big because that was the thing.
The woman she calls mother, who runs the bar, was like, "Yeah, you just fucking vanished." And her reason was, "I just kind of put myself on timeout. I just had to punish myself. I couldn't face the music."
Yeah. And also she had a lover as well that met her at the club, who died. Because of something, it was like an accident, I think that.
Well, the joke is like of AIDS, and then he slipped in the shower or something, or he slept on ice in the kitchen.
It's refreshing to see that in 2003 that we have a movie that doesn't give into tropes like the person that like had to die, that is gay had to die of AIDS, or like this tragic thing that is only specific to that sort of group or population, because that's just how they operate. I mean, I don't think I have to go into the history of AIDS and how it was seen in the world to
in the track cast. I don't think you need to in the track cast. And to be fair, it doesn't avoid the trope of the LGBT character can't have a happy ending kind of thing. Yeah, that's also a trope.
Yeah, he still dies.
He still dies, right?
Yeah.
And Hana still suffers because of that, and she was so distraught and became homeless and all that. But I still think it's not. It doesn't lean into it completely, if that makes any sense.
Right.
And anyway, so we've now understood all their backstories.
But now we got to find the baby's mom.
And earlier they did find a locker, because I think Kiyoko had like a key to like a public locker or something on her.
But they didn't know what bank.
They didn't know what it was, but they did find a public locker, and they opened it and they found like a picture. It was like a picture of like a house or something, right? And I think one of the workers at the club is like, "Oh, I remember. I've seen that house or something." Like she says something to the effect of like, "I've seen that around," or right? Am I crazy?
No. I remember.
Yeah, and then that kind of gives them the renewed resolve to like, all right, we're going to team up in the morning. We're going to start looking around this area of town to like find out where this house is. And that's where we get this montage of them spending days doing this until eventually they happen upon they're kind of like camped out outside this like rubble, and they're like, oh my god, we're never going to find the house now. Cut to behind their shoulders. It's the exact same framing.
It's a great little reveal too. They like look over their shoulders, like, wait a second.
and it's like, oh my god, this is the house, but it's in a ruin.
It's gone.
Like, oh my god, like there's no one here. God damn it.
Well, they have their new resolve and they find the house. This is then when they
all the neighbors come out and they start they start interviewing the neighbors, and the neighbors kind of give a brief kind of history of the couple, because we learn the couple's names.
Just gossip. They all start to gossip. It's
That's right.
Information is delivered in the gossip format, because
they're very like gossipy and really rude.
One at a time. Each lady comes up and is like, "No, I heard that he was a bum.
Yeah,
but this boy was a broke boy."
And they're like, "Oh, and she was pregnant. She worked at this club, and blah blah blah." And I think that's a fun way to like do like kind of exposition for them.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's unique.
But they were just kind of like rude and not very helpful.
And then eventually they're outside of a like a pharmacy, I think, getting some supplies.
It's just like a convenience store.
Convenience store, yeah. And there's this moment where they're all talking and you know, they're all just going through the motions, talking out their feelings. And then all of a sudden, as they start fighting outside, because the clerk is like, "You guys gotta leave," and he kicks them out, and they're arguing. And all of a sudden, an ambulance just drives right through the store.
Yeah,
narrowly avoiding them all.
Right where they were standing. And through the cashier where he was standing.
Exactly. So it unintentionally saved their lives, which this is kind of a recurring thing. And there's little bits like this throughout, but it kind of gives the implication that Kiyoko is kind of bringing them good fortune in a way.
Yeah. She's got good vibes, good energy.
She's got luck up.
She's got luck up. She's got charisma max.
Plus,
plus
wear this accessory.
S rank, all the buffs, all
Max
the
stars.
modifiers. But she brings a lot of good fortune to them. You know,
saving their lives,
meeting the right people, kind of guiding them on their path to where they need to go and kind of become better people, right? And then around now is when Hana collapses, and we're like, "Oh my God, Hana, what happened?" And so we bring her to the hospital.
We go to a hospital. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Easy from there.
We go to the hospital. It's pretty easy. This is where we find out Gein's daughter works here.
What? Gein's daughter?
Previously thought to be dead daughter.
She's like, Dad?
Like a soap opera. Yeah. Like she got killed off in an earlier season. 8 seasons later, boom, back.
I think it's also just like the good fortune in tandem with like you kind of have to face your music at some point, because like everybody faces their music around Kiyoko, and like not only does like Kiyoko give them the good energy, but like the spirit to do so. You know what I mean? And face their fears, if you will.
They're not dead, and it kind of forces them to have this discussion. Like
they do not know each other.
They don't know each other very well, and because he walked out on them and. Hana is also upset about this because she's like, "Hey, like you said,
took advantage of me,
of my empathy. Advantage of me. You did all this stuff. Like you're terrible. You know, I hate you. Blah blah blah." And have this big blowout argument.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Gein gets an earful. And then Miyuki kind of follows her out with the baby. I think there's a lot of truth to what Hana was saying, but Hana kind of goes into this allegory explaining to Miyuki that like Hana also blew up that much to kind of make him and his daughter kind of get closer, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's to like make him look a little important, I guess, and to make him like look
have some sympathy towards him in a way.
Like, right. Yeah. It was to make him look bad for a second so that she could have the energy and kind of space to then give the air to what they needed to talk about.
Yeah, it's she equates it to the story of the red ogre and the blue ogre, as she explains.
And if you want to find that one out, you got to listen to Trackcast episode number 15. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. No, look up Red Ogre and Blue Ogre. It's a very popular Japanese folklore story, little Aesop fable, if you will, kind of equivalent.
But then again, another example of being in the right place at the right time because of this magic fate baby.
Fate baby.
Fate baby.
They Hana and Miyuki end up on this bridge, and we see a woman preparing to jump off of it, and it's like, oh my God, what's going on? And it's
she's like
background.
Climbing up. Yeah, she's climbing up while they're like having like a discussion.
Yeah,
about that, like mid discussion, and you don't notice it till she's up there. Yeah,
exactly.
The whole fucking time.
Framed very well.
And they notice it right at the last second, and they drag her back. And guess what? It's Sachiko.
It's Sachiko, Kiyoko's mom.
It's the mom.
It's the mom of the baby.
Crazy stuff. And then also similarly, at the same time, Gein left the hospital and found where Sachiko's husband lives. In this kind of like this like crappy apartment, and he kind of has like a heart-to-heart with him, kind of like get your act together.
A king, dude. His house is filled with trash.
Hoarder house.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So he kind of has like a get your act together, like Sachiko's out there looking for your baby, like we found your baby.
Kind of talks to himself again a little bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of like another face the music, like talking to like a previous version of himself, if you will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. It's kind of there's a lot of like Christmas carol-y elements. There's a lot of Christmas.
Yeah. 100%. And it's a good thing that we found the mom. So we give Kiyoko back to the mom.
We give her back, and it's such a good thing that we did that, because Sachiko totally isn't going to find a building to jump off of with the baby.
No,
right?
No, and again, talking to
I think so.
Talking to the dad doesn't reveal or anything that Sachiko is not the mom.
Yeah. So it's after all this that Sachiko leaves with the baby, and then Gin learns from the husband.
What do you mean he's not? What do you mean she's not the mom? It's like that kind of thing. And then it's like, whoa, we got to get to the top of
the yeah.
And well,
not like actually. I'm saying that ironically, but like it is, kind of funny in retrospect.
He explains that Sachiko lost the baby, their actual baby, and she was so distraught with grief that she basically kidnapped a baby from a different family in the hospital.
Yes.
And I think it was the husband that was like, you can't do this. So he took the baby back and then dropped it off where our three heroes eventually found her.
He didn't know what to do with it because he was kind of stressed out.
Because he's stressed out.
But that was given from what revealed earlier.
So Gin eventually meets back up with Hana and Miyuki, and a very funny scene. He's like out of breath on the bike, and he's like trying to explain it. Like,
he tries talking.
Charades.
Yeah, he does charades.
He's like, two words.
It's not the mom.
He's like, not the mom. And then they're like, oh my god, we gotta find her.
Time.
And then it's literally a race. It's this really great, fun climax of chasing after her in a like a taxi driver that we met earlier meets back up with them and like drives them towards.
He constantly keeps running into Hana.
Yeah, and he's just like
giving her rides.
And then eventually the climax ends up after they crash into a building, and then Sachiko with the baby goes to the roof and is like threatening, like, I'm gonna jump off, I'm gonna do it. And
she's really depressed. It's unfortunate. She's
very depressed. It's very, very sad.
She's busted.
And the three heroes, or three shining leads, do their best to try to talk her off the edge. And I correct me how this exactly goes down, but I think, does she give up the baby, or does she like slip? And then
I'm almost positive she gives up the baby, slips, drops the baby off of the building.
Right, and the baby is dropping, and then
and guess what our three heroes do?
Well, Hana,
even a moment wasted.
Queen Hana leaps first, like dives over, not a plan in the world.
No, just
to catch the baby. And then Miyuki and Gin follow suit, and they all dive after her, and they catch the baby. And then they're hanging on by this banner, and it's looking really grim. But then a big swirling gust of wind pushes them up, saves them all. Miraculous. Again, another miracle.
And if I'm not mistaken, the movie, like, several times, like on the news programs, talks about typhoon-like winds through like, coming, like, soon.
Oh, I don't remember that. But
the theme of wind is prominent throughout. Like with the old man dying, the windmills, because he dies twice.
Yes.
There's a joke that he dies twice.
So there's a whole thing about wind and stuff like that in the movie.
That's true. I didn't catch that.
That's what ultimately saves Hana and the baby.
Right.
The wind of change, I'd like to think. The wind of change.
Holy fucking shit! Write that down.
Oh my god!
That's a Traccast original. That's a track you don't get that anywhere else.
No,
you don't get that anywhere else.
And the movie ends on a very positive note. They're back at the hospital. The baby is reunited with their actual parents. And the parents ask them to be the Tokyo Godfathers.
They get to be the godfathers of the
godparents
of Kiyoko. It's so cute.
But to end the movie, who else to show up literally at the end is Miyuki's father.
Oh, yes.
Who they see a couple times throughout, and she calls, and like he's hot on her trail. But
yeah, that's right.
Confront him.
That's right. That's right.
That's how the movie ends. Is she runs into
everyone
him
gets to revolve, and she has to face her music now.
And a couple times throughout the movie, we see on TVs like, oh, there's going to be this big lotto number that's going to be pulled tonight, and it turns out that the bag that the old man that died gave to Geen contained the winning lotto ticket.
Yeah,
as an added little bit of joy at the end.
It's such
our heroes are rewarded.
Thanks, Jesus baby.
Thanks, Jesus baby.
Thank you,
baby. Jesus.
Baby.
Tokyo Godfathers is just such a rocking movie, and it's really, really awesome. It's a darn shame that we lost this episode so early on in our recording progress, because
I think someone dropped it in the toilet. I'm not going to point any
that's
fingers.
me. It was me. I admit it. I admit it. I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You did it. You put it in there, and then I dropped it. And I
You're
apologize.
twirling the files in your hand while peeing, like it's your phone.
But I think
you dropped it in the toilet.
Whoops.
Christian, thank you, of also reassessing, the
Guiding
movie and getting back to, getting us back on our feet with the Tokyo Godfathers remix here.
Tokyo Godfathers.
Tokyo redo.
I think we don't have to give too much suspense to our numbers. At least I think we can just give the numbers and then talk just more about how we feel about the movie. This was a first 9 for everybody on the Trackcast, which is momentous, because this is definitely definitely a 9. However, one of us gave it a 10.
Simping much?
Yeah, man. I simp for your choices, dude.
I want to hear from Christian. Like what made this a 10 for you as opposed to like a 9 or whatever. I don't know. What made this a 10?
I tend to equate perfect 10 like to me, obviously, like no movie's perfect, right? When I say 10, I think it's perfect in every single thing that it sets out to do. You know what I mean? Like, it sets out to entertain, obviously. It sets out to have messages and themes and beautiful animation and fantastic direction and acting. I think it's just like a perfect encapsulation of what it is and what it tries to do. And I think it's like, especially for like a Christmas movie, or a holiday movie, whatever, holiday, Christmas movie, like it has to warm me heart, it has to make my Grinch heart grow 3 sizes. And it makes it grow 10, if I do say so myself, which is why it deserves a 10.
Taught me how to feel.
It did. I think it's like a beautiful movie. I think it's fantastic. I think it's probably my new like yearly holiday movie that I will watch every single year.
I was just gonna say, just to loop it to loop it around, that I agree, and I mean, yeah, ditto. No, sorry. I was just going to say to loop it around too, is that I really like this movie. I think it's amazing for all the reasons that you say, and honestly more than what you said, I guess, too. But no, just especially like the Christmas spirit of it all, like in a weird way. Like I need to watch this for Christmas, and I think that this would help me out during the Christmas times and get the. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't last year.
Just thinking
on a rewatch,
that too.
probably because it was so fresh. But now that we're doing another re-record,
give it some time.
Yeah. So I'm definitely watching this. This was a 9 for me. I'm watching this on Christmas time. And please watch Tokyo Godfathers. Ryan,
I gave it a 9. It's just good. It makes. I'm going to build off of what Christian said. Is that it makes you feel pretty much every emotion on the spectrum. Like dread, like fear from Geen getting like his ass kicked. There's humor throughout. There's like a little bit of slapstick. Like don't need to be good at reading to like understand what's going on in this movie. I think that's perfect. And if you are reading it, it's gonna be fucking great. So I gave it a fucking 9. What you gonna do? Write a letter? You gonna do write a letter?
Yeah, we can take a letter.
Talk in our comment section.
9.
Aref, what are you thinking? What's on your mind?
I'm thinking that I forgot a lot about this fucking movie. But thank you guys for the recap. This was basically a podcast for Aref today. It was really nice. If you guys don't know, I have the memory of a fucking goldfish.
Very good insight to this podcast. Okay?
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I think I do too.
Aref, I can always appreciate an Aref take because you always will see something in a way that I don't think most people do.
And it's really fucking like ironic that you're saying that, given the fact that you deliberately deleted the previous recording because you were scared it was going to outrank your.
No, erase that.
While peeing in the shower.
He was going to the bathroom at Ryan's house. Ryan has like a perfect mirror where you can see your. And he was like fiddling with it, and then he looked at the cock mirror and then threw that shit in the toilet. It was hilarious.
Just because I want people to wonder what kind of mirror.
Where's this mirror?
What kind of mirror could that be?
A fucking geolocated. You're gonna find Ryan's house based off just
we're gonna lose our HelloFresh sponsorship.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
re-listening to you guys talk about the movie made me realize, or maybe remember how much I love it, and I have to restate the sentiment. This is a very, very good Christmas movie. It's very heartwarming. It's unique. It gives you the same feeling of like drinking like a warm cup of whatever you enjoy on like a cold day, which is like what Christmas movies should be doing. But it's obviously not an Americanized one. It tells a different story of like, coming together and like, forming like a band and found family. It's very sweet. I do love it. I'm going to bump my score up from a 9 to a 9.5.
Yeah, this is like when the scorekeepers at the end of like a season all come together. They coordinate the scores.
I'm also retroactively reducing Brazil from a 10 to a 9 just because Trevor's a fucking bitch.
I like that.
But if you mess with the time flow continuum at it,
time flow.
Well, no. Here,
another thing that I really enjoyed about this movie is the use of red and blue for the sticks for the
no wrong movie
as indicators of who was like coming in. What are you talking about? Anyways, it's a great movie, guys. It's a great
I particularly like when the Tokyo Godfathers did a big smile at the camera. I don't know why is he...
We don't need to do that. But let me just
what do you say fuck you for?
Let me just say
none of it.
Let me just say though that Tokyo Godfathers was a really awesome banger and really, really cool. It's definitely going to be in rotation for me on my Christmas watch list. Thank you for listening. We hope you really enjoyed it. Please be on the lookout for more. We have more coming every week. Interact with us on our socials. We have an Instagram at traccast. Catch us wherever you get your podcasts. And we hope to see you on the next one.
Thank you much.